Hey everybody! Today we're going to be making panpipes just like the ones in Siku's song, which you can find on your canvas, or you can find it in my Google playlist on my channel for Sing Aloud Stories. Here's what you're going to need today. Straws, 8 of them, or however many that you have hanging out at your house. At least 3. I like to use the thicker milkshake straws because you can get more air through them and it's a lot easier to blow on. But if you have the regular straws hanging around, that's fine too. You're gonna need a marker or some kind of pen to mark on the straws. You're gonna need a ruler because we're gonna need to do some measuring. You're gonna need some scissors so that we can cut the straws on the place where we marked them. And then last, you're gonna need a roll of Scotch tape so that we can tape all of our straws together. So first we have our first straw. It gets to stay as long as it is. Mine are 8 inches, so I'm gonna keep that right where it is. The next straw, I'm gonna cut a 1/2 inch shorter. So instead of 8 inches, I'm going to measure and I'm gonna mark my straw at 7.5 inches. I'm gonna hold it on, make sure it's flush. 7.5 inches. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut. Be careful, things go flying. And I'm going to hold on to this piece that I cut off and I'll show you why later. Okay, so now I have my 8, my 7.5, and then 7.5, I'm going to go a 1/2 inch smaller, so I'm going to go to 7 inches on this one. Mark it at 7 inches. I'm just going to measure all of mine out so I can do all of the measuring, then all of the cutting. So 7 inches, and then a 1/2 inch shorter than 7 would be 6.5 inches. And then the next one would be 6 inches. And a 1/2 inch shorter than 6 inches would be 5.5 inches. And 5.5 inches minus 1/2 is 5 inches. And the last one is 4.5 inches. You can also cut them in whole numbers, so you can do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but it gets a little tiny when you get down to that 1 inch. So if you can keep track of it, that's totally fine to do as well. I just like the longer ones. All right, and now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna mark it right on my, cut it right on my mark, and be careful because it's gonna go flying. Ah, not so bad. And then I'm going to cut the next one. I'm making sure to keep them in order of tallest to shortest because that will matter when we put our panpipes together. Cut the next one. Whoa. And the next one. Ugh. I'm going to have to go hunting for these afterwards. The next one. And you may need to ask a grown-up to help you cut it, so that you could hold on to one end and they can hold on to the other, or a sibling, so everything doesn't go flying. I'll be right back. I'm going to get those pieces because they're gonna need to be put in later. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You should have 7 of the pieces because you cut 7 straws and left that first one big. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those pieces in between. First I'm gonna level my panpipe so that the ends are all the same place. So it's a straight line right across the top. And probably an easy way to do that would be to take your ruler and pull it down until they're all in a nice row. Now I'm gonna insert the cut pieces from before in between. And I'm gonna put them down lower because we don't want them where we're gonna be able to blow across and get sound out of them. We want them towards the bottom, just kind of like a spacer. Okay, pop those in. Green, yellow, green. Oop. Yellow. And then we'll fix the length, or the length. We'll fix those straws like we did before. So now I'm going to take my ruler again and pull it down to make sure that all of my measured pieces are in a straight line. And the last step is tape. I'm just going to get a nice long piece of tape and I'm going to put it right across all of my straw pieces, even the tiny ones in the middle. And that, I'm going to push down on them to make sure they're all stuck to the tape. And then I'm going to wrap around the extra pieces. And then I'm going to flip it over and do the other side so that it's strong. Actually, I'm going to do 2 on this side. And this one I'm going to do kind of on an angle because of the different lengths of the straws, just to give it a little bit more stability. Okay, and now I'm going to flip them over. Maybe. There we go. And they should lay flat on the other side. And I'm just going to tape across just like I did on the front. I'm going to do the same thing for the back. Measure it out and place it across. Push them down so every straw is touching the tape. Wrap the edges. And I'm going to do the other diagonal one as well so that I get that extra support. Push down, and there you have it. You've got yourself a set of panpipes. And you can take those markers that we used to measure the straws and you can always color all over them and decorate them up to make it look really cool and unique for yourself. If you don't like how far apart they are, you can always take out those spacers and just put the straws right next to each other. But like I said before, the spacers give you more room to play individual notes. When I was playing around with this one, my air was actually starting to go into other straws when I wanted it to go in only one. That's why I like the idea of the spacers. But try both out if you can. And now you can use these panpipes to figure out songs or make up your own songs and play away. So I'd love to see what you guys have created, and you could share this with me through my email or through Canvas, or even post on Instagram and tag @musicwithmrs Larder so I can see your awesome panpipes and maybe even hear you figuring out some songs. Enjoy!